United States is dramatically expanding its drone warfare capabilities in the Middle East. U.S. Central Command has announced the creation of Task Force Falcon Strike. Described as the first multinational, multi-domain attack drone task force of its kind. The new force will bring together American military personnel and regional partners to operate attack drones and unmanned systems across the air, surface, and underwater domains. And the timing is significant. The announcement comes as the war with Iran has placed unprecedented pressure on American forces and their partners across the region. According to CENTCOM, Falcon Strike will deploy one-way attack drones alongside unmanned systems operating in the air, on the water, and beneath the sea. The United States has already begun consultations with countries across the region and is formally inviting partners to join the new task force. CENTCOM has not yet publicly identified which countries will participate, but the objective is clear. Washington wants to turn individual drone capabilities operated by different countries into a single multinational deterrent force. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper said, "Integrating these capabilities could help the United States and its partners rapidly develop new possibilities in unmanned warfare." The American side of the operation will be led by personnel from U.S. Special Operations Command Central, or SOCCENT. And Falcon Strike is not being created from scratch. It is an expansion of a drone strategy that CENTCOM began building last year. In December 2025, CENTCOM established Task Force Falcon Strike, the U.S. military's first one-way attack drone squadron based in the Middle East. The unit was created around the low-cost unmanned combat attack system, known as LUCAS. The concept was straightforward. Use relatively inexpensive autonomous attack drones to give American forces another option against threats in the region. CENTCOM said the LUCAS platforms could operate autonomously and could be launched using different methods, including catapults, rocket-assisted systems, and mobile ground or vehicle launches. And Falcon Strike quickly moved from experimentation into operational use. In December, the U.S. Navy successfully launched a LUCAS one-way attack drone from the deck of the USS Santa Barbara while operating in the Arabian Gulf. It was the first publicly announced launch of this type of one-way attack drone from a U.S. Navy ship at sea. That demonstrated something important. The bigger story is that the United States is now trying to build an entire unmanned battle space. Falcon Strike is expected to connect systems operating in multiple environments. That means aerial drones, unmanned surface vessels, and potentially underwater unmanned systems. Instead of treating each platform separately, the idea is to integrate them into one operational network. The result could be a much more distributed military force, one that does not depend entirely on expensive manned aircraft or large surface warships. And that matters enormously in the Middle East. The region contains some of the world's most important maritime choke points, including the Strait of Hormuz, the Red Sea, and the approaches to the Bab al-Mandeb. CENTCOM's area of responsibility covers 21 countries and a huge maritime area encompassing the Arabian Gulf, Red Sea, Gulf of Oman, and parts of the Indian Ocean. That makes unmanned systems particularly attractive. They can potentially remain in dangerous areas without putting a pilot or crew directly at risk. There is also a clear Iranian factor behind this transformation. Iran and its regional partners have used relatively inexpensive drones extensively. The Iranian-designed Shahed family has become particularly important, both in the Middle East and in the Russia-Ukraine war. The United States has increasingly focused on developing affordable, unmanned systems that can operate in large numbers. That is partly because modern warfare has exposed a major problem. Expensive missiles are not always the best answer to cheap drones. The United States therefore wants drones that can be produced, deployed, and potentially lost at a much lower cost than traditional weapons. There is another country influencing this American shift. Ukraine. Years of fighting Russia have transformed Ukrainian forces into some of the world's most experienced operators of battlefield drones. That experience is now being brought into the wider Middle East security picture. Ukrainian personnel have reportedly helped regional forces deal with Iranian-designed Shahed drones. And Washington has also been looking to Ukraine for lessons on drone production, battlefield tactics, and rapid innovation. The importance of that experience was underscored by a recent US-Ukrainian military exercise in Germany. During the Combined Resolve exercise, Ukrainian drone operators reportedly detected and simulated attacks against American troops and vehicles with remarkable effectiveness. The exercise exposed vulnerabilities in US battlefield protection against modern drone warfare, but also allowed American forces to adapt their tactics and learn from Ukrainian operators. That experience is now feeding into a much bigger American push toward unmanned warfare. But the direction is unmistakable. The US military is moving toward a battlefield where drones are no longer supporting assets on the sidelines. They are becoming a central part of how America plans to watch, defend, and strike across the region. And Falcon Strike could be the next major step in that transformation.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.